Dummy.
You don't, bro.
I don't.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about that. Nigga, say something else about a little clock. Nigga, don't you even say watch.
Some little clocky shit. I'm gonna dive on you.
Look at that, boy.
All your friends.
Who do we ain't taking questions right now? Shit, boy.
Dummy.
God damn.
You know how a nigga had a good hand in spades and goddamn that nigga just keep playing spades.
But who they got
That nigga
there?
had 13 spades.
Swap. That nigga had both big jokers, the ace of spade, the king of spade, nigga.
That boy unloaded, boy. My nigga hooted.
21 questions, so crazy, goddamn. Damn, who?
My boy wanted to know though.
Hey, when he wants to, but he don't let his question be asked.
Answer, yeah, he don't.
Yeah, but here we go. You tuning in to the Dummies Podcast. I'm Stop.
And I'm tired.
And damn.
Gotta do it.
That'll be it for this week.
Right.
We back like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave.
You bet you.
It's episode 130. Yes, 130 consistent ass episodes. Feeling good, feeling great. It's May the 2nd, 2021, man. I think it's the second, right? Yeah, the second. As always, shout out to all the people on the front lines. People still fighting, battle the pandemic, man. We still see numbers. They're holding pretty good. We seeing people trying to open up and get things back to normal, but still be safe. You know, wear your mask, practice social distance the best you can. If you're gonna get vaccinated, handle your business. Right. And if you're against vaccination, that's fine too. Just be safe. Wash your hands. You know.
Stop vaccination shaming too, man. Just because somebody went and got it, don't mean you gotta talk down upon them. I got it.
I got that bitch too. Right. You can't. I'm telling you, you can't mask or vaccinate shame me. That shit ain't finna work.
Right.
Okay, nigga. That's like that nigga put on a condom. Shit. Okay, motherfucker. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Shit. Right, nigga. What fuck wrong with you, nigga? That's why Charles White. That's my skin prettier than y'all, nigga. That's why I got there.
Dummy.
Fuck. But where we at, man? Our people couldn't be here today, man. Hoot had to handle some business. He wasn't gonna be back in time, so and Can't Get Right had to take care of some business too. So me and Todd gonna hold it down because we got an episode to bring y'all, man. So we gonna see how this go. Where we at with it, Todd?
Man, standard week, work as always, and of course, congratulations on an order. My niece, she went ahead and decided which college she was gonna go to next year. She's gonna go to Alabama State, man. She chose that over Alabama.
The Hornets. Right. Okay.
So she got free school in that state, academic scholarship, 4 years, books, tuition, everything, room and board, all that's paid for.
Yeah.
She chose that over Bama because Bama didn't give her all of the money that she needed to, attend the school. And she wanted to go to Bama. Of course, she's a Bama fan, but she chose state. And, lineage. That's legacy.
All right. Shouts out to Alabama State.
And, of course, did the Nikki a natural interview this week.
Dope interview. Yeah. Shouts out to Nikki.
Shout out. And that's what we were talking about at the top when we were talking about who's questions, guys. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. But that's been my week, man. What about you?
Same, man. Dope week. Like you said, we came over here. What that was Tuesday. And did the Nikki Natural interview. Shouts out to Nikki. Dope energy. Had a good time, man. A lot of people like, man, y'all gonna get in trouble, da-da-da. No, it was just all fun and entertainment, and it was very respectful. Nobody crossed no lines or boundaries. We were just doing what we do. For the people who hadn't had a chance to listen to it, go back and brush yourself up on it. It was definitely a dope interview, dope energy in the room. If you still haven't had a chance to get to the Solid Black and Neezy interview, that was dope, as well as Burger. So, man, we working and we're going to keep working. Special episodes going to keep pumping out. Right. My friend came into town. Shouts out to Tarika. Yes. For coming. Came to visit. Came all the way from Africa to come see me. Yeah.
What part?
Liberia. And she is in the building with us. This is her first time seeing us record live. She listens. She had a whole office listening. So shouts out to the office back in Liberia. Right. We appreciate y'all listens.
Wait. You must run that office because we do a lot of inappropriate stuff.
No, she definitely said she had to turn that motherfucker down. Sometimes y'all get a little crazy. She definitely said that, sometimes one little person in there, she might have to turn it down for.
Gotcha. We appreciate it though.
Yeah, but we international, nigga. Right. International dummies, nigga.
Believe that.
Yeah. But all in all, man, a dope week. I'm looking forward to what's next. We're gonna keep these special episodes pumping and jumping. So
you beat you.
I don't know if y'all saw this, but Ahmaud Aubery case. The 3 men are finally charged in federal hate crimes in the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Aubery. So I know it's been really quiet with everything going on. The federal grand jury decided to indict the 3 white men that were and charge them in a hate crime. Right. I think it also had attempted kidnapping charges with it for the 25-year-old kid who lost his life. Right. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I'm sure everybody does. It was in Georgia, sparked a national controversy because the man was basically hunted down.
Basically,
we see a lot of videos and things that happen with this, but this one was just like, I don't want to just say this one, like all of them are heinous, but to watch somebody be chased and shot, and it was bad. So to see that they going after federal hate crime charges is a good thing, but not the end thing.
Right, and you deserve to have your names out there. So Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Robbie Bryant, you all need to go to jail. This was
quick
hunting. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't, somebody that invaded your space. You went out, you hunted this man, and you took the law into your own hands. You played God with this man.
Yeah.
So,
and it's like, what make you think that's acceptable, okay to do? Like, you tell people all the time you need to call her authorities, as right. Joe say. You know what I mean? But like shit, like what makes you think that you can follow him,
right,
chase him, stop him, and then shoot him of all things? And that man didn't have a weapon or nothing on him.
Only thing he gave him was hands. And
he should have. My life in danger. I'm damn sure finna give hands. You finna get out as much as you can get.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just unfortunate what happened there, but it's a step in the right direction to try to get these charges brought up on these men.
Right. And they all, of course, pled not guilty to the murder, of course. So I hope that they make an example out of them. We know they're in Georgia, and, this particular area in Georgia, they have certain laws that may, kind of sway in their favor, but we're going to be hopeful in this one because at this point, federal charges are being brought. So it's beyond, those state charges that, were brought up. Well, wasn't brought up initially. So
yeah.
Let's just hope for the best in this whole untimely, tragic situation. So
yeah. Do you think kids should work? And the reason why I'm asking that is because I don't know if y'all saw on social media, but and I was just, do y'all agree, disagree? But Ocho Cinco was getting bashed on Twitter for making his daughter get a job to buy her own Yeezys. He said that I caught the bus to work, worked a 6-hour shift at McDonald's, maintaining a 2.2 GPA and being a star athlete. And they showed the text thread of his daughter asking for shoes and stuff like that, and he was like, "Nah, you need to get a job." And a lot of people was like, "Nigga, that's why you had a 2.2 GPA, because you was trying to do all of that shit, and it wasn't allowing your kid to be able to focus on what she needed to focus on to be able to, get your grades." But then the flip side is he teaching her responsibility? So us being parents, or us having to work and stuff, things like that in our days, I just was curious how you feel about them.
Man, if you're not in that, I don't understand how people feel so strongly about somebody else's situation. Man, I've been working since I was like 15. I had a kid at that age. I played sports in high school with a kid. Luckily, my parents would, my mom, I should say, she helped me out when I needed help. You know what I'm saying? Picking Jalen up when I had practice or whatever it may have been. I don't feel like Ocho Cinco was wrong at all in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's your... If you have... Okay, put it this way. We all know kids with money. We all been around people that have, more than others. We can just say the Trumps for this matter. Do you think that those kids have worked hard for anything in their life? Everything has been given to them. So when stuff doesn't go their way, they don't know how to react to it. If you can't afford Yeezys as a teenager, which I'm pretty sure she is, and he's telling you to go and work for it, that's putting you out there to be independent, I would think, and not leaning on some guy and you had your hand out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my daughter to just be asking the man for something because I'm a man. Favors come after that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So leave that man alone. In my opinion, he ain't wrong. He teaching his daughter to fucking go and get it
Yeah,
on.
and I think some of the things that I do think it's a fine line between putting too much on your kids too early, too soon. But I also think that as parents, our job is to groom and raise our kids up to be successful.
Right.
And some of that is teaching responsibility. Some of that is teaching about credit.
Right.
Teaching about how to maintain a household, teaching about bills, how to grocery shop, how to bargain shop. All of that is up to us when kids are under 18 and under our roof for us to get them prepared for. Not on, school's supposed to get them prepared for life. We're supposed to get them prepared for real world principles because they're not going to get that shit at school.
Right.
So I think teaching your child to work for things sometimes is a good thing. Like, I'm about Jordan 52 chargers, and I keep feeling like in her phone screen, it cracked. I used to fix it. Man, I let her ride with that cracked screen for about 2-3 months.
Right.
She was like, my fingers are hurting, scraping crap. Well, take care of the motherfucker a little bit better. Because if I keep buying it, you don't see the value in having to buy it yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't see nothing wrong with it. In the age that we live in, everybody is good to form an opinion about what it is that you do in your household.
Right.
And this is not, like, sometimes we get mad at shit that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Like, what's bad about teaching your kid to go? Like, I'm supposed to just buy her luxury items. So I buy necessities, and you really only need one pair of shoes if you want to be honest. And you want me to buy some $300-$400 pair of shoes, right? That you think you're entitled to.
And then what's crazy about it? I know I followed Ocho Cinco when he was from his playing days to now. The man used to wear cubic zirconia earrings.
He definitely used to wear, because he said that I'm worth I got millions of dollars. They're gonna think it's real anyway.
Right. So that we all know those shoes just pretty much create status or whatever. Man, that man ain't wrong. Nowhere I can find wrong in that. Damn them shoes. If you want them, work for them. Shit, we all have to do that.
Yeah. Shit, I would.
And then we're not even talking about regular price. We're probably talking markup. Because
she definitely had to probably go to StockX.
That's what I'm saying. We talking
hey,
about
look,
that $500.
Hey, it's crazy. Jordan sent me some shoes. She's like, "Are you gonna get these for me?" I was like, "What?" She sent the StockX link. As soon as I seen StockX, nah, it's not a chance. Well, my mom said she gonna get them. Well, that's who gonna have to get them because I'm not buying no $400 pair of shoes. That's
$170 retail. No,
and that's nigga, man. It is an entitlement from kids.
Right.
I think me and Tarika was talking about this. We were just talking about like how kids kind of have this sense of entitlement, and then we get mad when they get older and they can't handle it. But it's our fault. I think it's a lot of parenting that is going missing off the table to help them kids prepare for failures, to help them prepare for denial, door closing. Like, we're not helping kids. To me, not all people, or not all cases, but sometimes we're not helping kids get acclimated and get prepared for what the real world brings.
Right, and not everything is not every situation is gonna work in your favor. That's why I say I don't think he's wrong at all for not buying them shoes.
Right.
Damn them sneakers, especially if I gotta buy them.
And if you got a problem with it, you buy the motherfucking sneakers.
Like, just because I got it don't mean she's entitled to it. Like,
at all.
Right. That's crazy.
My mom used to be like, shit, hey, when you turn 12, you're responsible to buy everything that you want. I'm going to continue to buy you what you need.
What you need.
Right.
And that's the problem. A lot of these kids have put want into necessity.
Right.
And wants is definitely not shit. Hell,
no.
I want a Bentley right now. I want the Lambo truck, but I can't get it. Shit. Like, I'm for real though. Like, that shit just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. And let that man parent his style how he need to parent.
And then we don't say nothing about the parent that's, fighting with, taking the kid to the fight or nothing like that. If you ain't get a strong opinion about that, then shut the hell up about that man not buying no
Taking the kid
shoes.
to the fight.
Right. taking the kid to the fight.
I could tell I never would have thought that this was cool, but I remember I had to go pick Jordan up from a field trip they had went on for like 2-3 days. And one of the, like, you know how you can tell a fight brewing? You know, the little kids nowadays, they tell it, you know, the phone.
Right, yeah.
So I'm kind of walking up. I'm green. I'm walking up and I'm like, you know, come on, Jordan, let's go. And I see the phones out on the other little girl next to Jordan. So I'm like, so now I'm knowing what's going on, but like, I'm still not registering it fully. Right. So Jordan get her bag, the other girl walk on the other side. And they start fighting. And the whole time, the mama right there, go girl, get her. And then when the teachers like tried to break it up, then she tried to act like she was breaking up. But the whole time that lady brought her to that, egged that fight on and encouraged that fight. Right. And to that point, that's just stupid.
It's like, very stupid.
It's just stupid. You know, and we see like when people kind of can be raised like that or grow like that shit can cause effects. The shooting that happened in Ohio. I'm not passing no blame. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying nobody was wrong, but I did see some adults in that video. Mm-hmm. And as an adult, if I pull up, I'm talking about a different situation, me now. Right. I pull up and some girls trying to jump Jordan, get your ass in the house. Right. Take your ass in the house. Right. Little girls, I don't know where y'all belong, where y'all supposed to go, but get the fuck off my property. Right. Bye. Easy. Get off. And I know kids are, fuck you, you know, they might, you know, cuss me out. That's fine. But I'm an adult. I know how to help. I'm finna go in the house. I'm finna kill that situation. Right. I'm finna, you know, stop it. Right. So.
Yeah, man, like, if that ain't frowned upon, but this man buying his daughter some shoes, I really don't know what kind of world we live in. What kind of world we live in. That shit crazy.
We live in a world that's just for facade and other people. Right. I saw Lil Duval post. How you a grown-ass man over 30 sharing a place with another grown man? So that made me want to ask, what age, is there an age limit on roommates? Is there a thing that's you too old to do roommate? Because I got a little bit of a thought on it, but I just wanted to see how you felt about it.
Initially, I mean, it just depends on the situation. Like, what if your man's just getting out of divorce or something? You know what I'm saying? What if, you know, he fall on hard times? I mean, the circumstances are always different. I don't have an opinion about it either way. I mean, if you're working towards something, if you can afford to live on your own, then you live on your own. If you can't, I mean, as long as you're paying some bills and you're doing something, you know, hey, more power to you. I guess I'm just at an age where I ain't judging nobody in their situation, like, because I don't know it. Right. Like, if I'm not around you 24/7 and know, you know, hey, I know you getting money, but you electing to be a roommate, then, you know, yeah, you just have that conversation with your people, man. But I'm just not. I ain't in the room I'm not in the business of judging people in their situation when I don't know it. So I guess you can kind of say, you know, I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. At this point, shit, nigga.
I think
because you really roommating with your wife. I think, you want to be honest.
I think sometimes that we do the wrong things for the wrong reasons. Yeah. Like, one, everybody's situation different, and let your situation be your situation. Right. These generic ass, you too old to do this. Everybody's situation different. Right. We don't know what that rhyme, reason, or situation is. But how I look at it, I had a friend. They lived up north, and I think this is it depends on where you're at. Right. But I think in the South, and particularly in our community in the South, we push that as a status. Like, I mean, you still got women to tell you still got a roommate. Right. Girl, he got a roommate, and then you make you be like, man, fuck that. I gotta have my own apartment, shit, right. Even if you can't afford it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so you rush out to get it. I knew a doctor, 2 doctors, and a lawyer that were roommates, right. And they were splitting the rent. You know, they lived in a higher area where they was splitting rent like $900 a piece, but they easily was making 6-figure salaries. Right. Why the fuck we finna go? The way they looked at it was, I'm finna save all of this money here for when it's time to go get my house. Right, I'm gonna go put $100,000 down payment down on my house. Right. Or I'm gonna get a car that's paid for. They leave and they got savings accounts. They got investment accounts. Right. They got all of this shit because they don't give a fuck about status. Right. About like, ooh, I got my own apartment. You showing that you got your own apartment or your own shit to do what? To impress who?
Right.
And
And then I'm telling you, it definitely depends upon the region in which you live in. Like if you going to New York and you want some nice shit, you go to Cali and you want some nice shit. Even shit,
I remember
Nevada. I mean, you gonna have to pay the money. You know what I'm saying? So
shit. Even here, I remember living in a 1-bedroom. It was like $5.95, and it wasn't bad.
Right.
But I was struggling to pay it.
Yeah.
Why struggle to pay it? And I
shit if you
could have
get a
probably had a
roommate.
roommate, but I know at that time I was thinking like, man, fuck, I don't want no roommate.
Right.
I don't want shit. Fuck that.
Right.
Which, I mean, I know why I didn't want one, but at the same time, if you think about the bigger picture of where you trying to go in life and bills and credit and all that, might not have been such a bad idea.
Right. And that's the thing, man. That's why I say I'm trying to be free from judgment of situations that I don't know anything about. Like if I don't know what your pockets look like, I don't have to know what your pockets look like. If you feel like the idea is beneficial to the both of us and you sell me on it, okay.
Shit, give me that. I want
Let's do it.
pregnant pockets.
Right, I'm
Hey,
telling you,
nigga, I'm trying to
much
say
rather
all that.
be-
I want my shit pregnant pockets,
For
nigga.
real.
Nigga got phone books in his pants, goddamn.
iPads.
Dummy.
The fuck?
You saw Vanessa Bryant and what she did with the Mamba Cedar gift?
No, I didn't see it.
In honor of Gigi, of course, rest in peace, Gigi, Kobe Bryant's daughter. She launched a clothing line, Mamba Cedar, and 100% of the proceeds are going to the Mamba and Mamba Cedar Sports Foundation.
Nah, that's dope.
So, and what's crazy about it, bro? I think her birthday was the 1st or whatever, and they had it. Of course, the NBA was playing. Golden State. All of the players wore that to the game.
Oh, okay. So I did see the
Yeah.
sweatsuits and the shirts,
Right.
but I didn't catch the backstory behind it.
Yeah, so that's it was her birthday. Rest in peace again, Gigi. Yeah, man, you got to have strength.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's. I mean, you got to have a strong circle, and I mean, the world got behind it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, because it's Kobe, and you know what I'm saying, it's Vanessa Bryant. But the outfit, I don't think it had bad. Like it's actually cool, and the people that
I see
supporting
Brian got it, Steph got it
everybody
on.
had the whole Lakers organization.
That's
got
hard.
behind.
So
it.
she gonna put it out for the world to buy it.
I'm pretty
and
sure
it- and
she
it-
will be.
yeah.
But as of right now, those are the people that have access to it. The
Draymond. Okay, that's
the
dope.
whole Warrior organization, when they showed up, they had that on, and that's dope.
That's hard.
Right.
That's
super
hard.
dope.
But I couldn't even imagine, like you said, her being in her position or
Man, bro.
what she having to go through, post her husband death and then to lose her child. Man, shouts out to her.
Yeah. So yeah, man. What do you think about Tuesday? Let's get back into it. The interview with Nicki Natural.
What you mean? I thought it was dope.
I do too.
I had a good time. 21 questions. 21.
Dummy.
21 questions. So crazy.
So yeah, if you hadn't listened to that episode, you'll know what we're talking about. But if you haven't, we my man, Mr. Questionnaire Hoop, he ran off a couple, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're pretty much inside joking about. So please, man, whatever you do, if you don't have nothing to do on lunch tomorrow, it's a pretty short episode. I think it's about 30 minutes. Check us out.
Right at 29 minutes, something like that.
I hope my boy got the clip so he can pull it up. So
I
he
nigga
can hear
said,
it,
I nigga said, damn, who did I three? My boy with the work on the questions, goddamn.
Are you gonna? I wish you all success, blessings.
You gonna be on the show again? You retired?
Honestly,
Are you comfortable with your life being out there like that? That's 3 of them, Hootie.
I
know. I want to answer all of
honestly,
them.
the way God has my life.
Shouts out to Hooter, man.
Shout out Hootie.
That's a funny ass dude, that boy.
Damn, boy, that boy funny.
But yeah, definitely go check that episode out. It was dope. Like I said, good energy. Make sure go on YouTube, like, subscribe it, and follow the YouTube channel.
Right.
We was talking about kids, man, and the shit that kids go through and the things that don't happen, earlier about, with kids and stuff. Did you see that a Florida principal came under fire for giving one of them old school paddling?
Man, it's rough, man. What do you people wore when we was in school?
Right.
I remember getting my ass tagged for having my shirt tail out, bro.
Man, listen. Like
real.
I feel like I do know that was a thing. They called it corporal punishment or something. I know that was a thing that they were trying to get rid of right when we was coming out of school.
I get it.
But for people who don't know, who didn't, maybe our younger listeners or people who never went through that shit was a thing.
It was.
I remember like your coach, man, would come get you out of class. Like if a teacher said that you acting up, all they had to do was go call that one coach. And it was two different things that used to happen to us. One, line your ass up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You had to put your hands on the desk and had a big thick ass paddle, a wood paddle, long paddle, would strike that thing. Bow! You get about 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? When you act up.
Yeah.
Then we had another coach. You used to have to put your hands behind your back, hold your chest up like that, and he'll. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get about 3 of them bitches. Like nigga knock your heart out to your back. And that was part of your punishment. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't want to see those coming down the hallway.
You didn't.
Yeah. I remember one time we got them whole because one football nigga was acting up. The other people wasn't, but all y'all finna get it because y'all should have stopped him from doing it. Y'all a team, right? I was like, no, man, this the classroom because this ain't the field no more. Shit. Nigga didn't want to be on the team, goddamn. Shit.
Dummy.
Oh yeah, but Board of Education, what it was called. The principal used to call it. Well, he was the AP, and he called it the Board of Education.
Yep.
That boy will take the back of your pants and he'll pull them up so like your pants is right in between your ass crack. Pause. Pow! He'll hit you with that thing and just let it sit on it for a second. All the steam. But you know what you did? Kept your damn shirt tail in.
Yep.
So it's just like
because you didn't want to see that paddling.
Want to see that paddling.
Man, Coach Wilson, man. R.I.P. to Coach Wilson, boy. That nigga, boy, he had a name on his paddle. Latina. I don't know what her name was. He had a name on it. And when he pulled that motherfucker out, that nigga know how to hit.
I'm telling you.
Pow, he'll follow through that thing.
I think that was the thing, though. They had
to knock the soul out you.
I think they had to have a name for each paddle. I'm telling you.
He had a name for that.
Like he had, you said Latina or some Board of Education because it was a board.
And he used to. Oh y'all, I can't remember the name, but y'all want me to get out Latina? Like, no, don't get that. Don't get that. And as a freshman, you was scared because, like, the seniors they used to take it like champs, kind of you over that bit.
Man, but
it worked.
But let me ask you this though: do you think removing that kind of stuff from schools has it where it is now to where you have all of these fights in school, you have all the camera fights, and you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like removing those punishments from school did more damage than good?
I say this. We got to be honest. We had fights still too. Niggas didn't care about the paddling. They still did what they did. Right. It's just now that you can capture it on camera. So I don't think that it necessarily changed it one way or other, but it did make you more accountable. Like I do think that by getting rid of some of that stuff, you're taking more control out of the leadership hands, like the teachers or the principals or the administrators, and you giving it more back to the kids and the parents, which I think too much of that now is what has changed it.
But I will say this, simply because I've been in that classroom setting and my wife is still in there. They're not scared of that when you say, I'm going to call your mom. They're not like
right.
That does absolutely nothing for them. So with paddling in schools or what have you, again, I knew, because I'm going to always say this. I'm going to say this for anybody who would listen. There's a language that everybody understands, and that language is ass whooping. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. It doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're white, green, or purple. You understand ass whooping. And again, that was simply for shirt tails being out. And you know how when you were in high school, you got your shirt in and you blouse it over, but when you sit down, it come out in the back and you may not even know it's out. So you're walking down the hall thinking it's all good. You at your locker, you flirting with whoever you gonna flirt with. And when he passed by, your AP passed by and hit you with, shirt tail, give me one.
Ooh, but that's a different type of sting, boy. If you ain't never felt that shit.
That's different, bro. So I think, and I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying, and I have a daughter now. So again, you kind of got to move differently. Like I'm telling you, man, like I don't think that I don't think it was such a bad thing. I didn't look at it as if it was abuse when we were getting those.
No, I never looked at it. I never looked at it as abuse. And to be clear, I think it's needed, and I would recommend it back into schools because, like I said, I think it took the power away from the teachers and administrators. So I'm with you on that part. But I'm saying like, I don't want to get it twisted. I don't want to be the old nigga over here like, man, niggas was still rumbling.
They were still rumbling.
And doing crazy shit back when we was in school with them paddlers.
All right, well, with Barbara Wheat, and she had a job. She worked where she worked, right? I know for a fact, if the teacher called my parent and they tell her what I've done in school, and she had to leave her job, I would much rather prefer that pattern because I knew the consequences when I got home from that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your parent.
That's true.
All gloves are off. Nigga, my mama tried to burn me with a hot iron for missing the bus. You know what I'm saying? Paddle me, bro. I don't want to go home. You know what I'm saying?
I told y'all this before, but I always bring it up every so often because I know we get a new influx of listeners. But the worst punishment that I had was not a whooping. And it wasn't a grounding. It was, we thought we was super cool.
Right.
Me and my homeboy, my mama smoked. We stole some cigarette butts out of the ashtray. And we walking to school in Wisconsin, and it's 15 degrees outside. So when you blow smoke, that shit going in. So we would hit the butt and blow the smoke. But the smoke was just the cold air.
Oh, yeah, right.
Man, our principal passed by right as I'm. He told my mama I was smoking cigarettes. I tried to explain to her, but she wasn't hearing it.
Right.
My punishment, it was that delayed, man. When I get home, you're in trouble. But she got home and about 2 hours past, like, you don't know what's going on. Right. Come here. I'm like, oh, shit.
Here we go.
Man, I got in her room. She opened a brand new pack of Salem Light 100s. I remember it. Lit the cigarette and say, you think you cool? Smoke this. Let me see how cool you is. And I had to go to everybody's room in the house. My sister, my brother, my cousin was living with us from Mobile at the time. And they was like, show them how cool you are. So I'm like, I'm dying in this bitch now. All right. I'm like, cause I'm crying. Man, I couldn't, that was the word punishment. And to this day, I never touched a cigarette. Like I never had a desire to smoke a cigarette in my life. Right. Man, and that was the worst punishment I ever had.
Right. So again, man, like, I mean, you can't put all of that pressure on these parents. I mean, on the teachers, man, because I'm telling you, bro, they have enough that they have to do. And they got to submit IEPs. They have to deal with disciplinary action. They don't have to. They may not have the support in the office from the principal as far as like sending students that are being bad, and you know what I'm saying. So. Right,
they
probably
with your
kids
more
than you are. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So,
and I will say too, and I know this personally firsthand. Like, kids are different with other. Definitely. Like, I seen Jordan in action with other people versus with me.
Right.
With me, she might be more quiet and reserved because she know I don't play the radio.
Right.
But with somebody else, she was talking and more. It was like, Jordan did that. I was like, she would never.
Right.
I caught myself doing that. Right. But in reality, nigga, when they get away from you,
they got a whole different life. Right.
They got a whole different life.
Right.
So some of these teachers need to be able to put your kid in the goddamn the rock bottom.
I'm telling you, don't let me call your parent, you the student. Like, yeah, you need to come and get your kid. I ain't coming to get you. Do what you got to do with him and hang up in your face. Those are parents today. So, yeah, if you're that type of parent, I'm talking
well,
to
if they say do what you got to do with them, then cool. I'm going to put that nigga ass in.
Put him in the crossfade chicken wing.
I'm going to pull that wristband off like the Rock goddamn. I'll pull that goddamn. I'm gonna drop that nigga out right on his neck. Power drive that nigga. Yeah, boom. Yeah. Your mama said do what you do.
Right.
But honestly, that was the time because I remember we had a Eastside High Mr. Clark principal, and that man knew your mama, your aunt, your auntie, your cousin, everybody. He already knew he could beat your ass and wasn't nothing gonna happen to him because he already knew the authority and the power we had. Right. And that's another thing. That was the power of the community that we had. Like we had a sense of community. Now we don't really be knowing these principals, and the principals don't know your family and stuff like that. Like our principal, he raised your mama went to school
school,
under him and
right.
shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knew your uncle. He knew your
Right.
daddy. He knew your whole family. So once I beat your ass, you can go home and tell whoever you want to tell. Who did it? Mr. Marshall. Oh, shit.
Oh, he cool. It's all right, yeah. I know Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall, what he was over there? He was. Your son was acting a fool. He was acting a fool at school, and it wasn't gonna be shit you could do about it. Like that just was the environment that we had.
Right.
And- yeah. He don't know shit. They be ready to jump him.
Right. You ain't from the elements.
Yeah, you ain't from
You
the
gonna get
pup.
jumped, you know what I'm saying?
We've been seeing a lot about the PPP and everything that's been going on with that. But did you see that the Federal Trade Commission says that criminals have perpetuated over 400,000 COVID-related scams?
My God, boy.
They said since the COVID-19 pandemic started in 2020, criminals have perpetuated over 400,000 COVID-related scams. Scams ranging from artists stealing personal details, from funeral home scams to COVID shot scams to PPP scams to business scam, whatever you name it, they going to work with it.
This is 400,000 people times the minimum.
Man, yeah, they
1,000
now
now.
they said this a they did call this bitch a pandemic. Yeah, it's some people getting a lot of money around these parts now. Don't get it twisted, but
You said kind of bitch the pandemic.
they did. You ain't never seen that meme? They were like, nigga, this pandemic. It's a lot of hood niggas and people who never would have had an opportunity to coming up, goddamn. And everybody ain't getting caught. Shit.
That's crazy. Salute them, man. Salute them. Man.
But did you see that story about all the scammers and the fraud? Nigga was plotting hand sanitizer, boy. Yeah. Shit.
That was the first thing that hit
Yeah, boy, them nigga had hand sanitizer in that bitch.
for $100. For that.
No.
They was setting up some of it was fake shots on senior citizens.
Sheesh.
Get scheduled to your appointment.
So I wonder, okay, so these people get caught who doing these things. I wonder what the punishment is.
They going to jail.
Like, I mean, for how long, though?
I mean, these white collar crimes, so you probably not gonna go to jail
Right.
as long as you would with criminal crimes. But you know what?
Do you think it, but because if it's over a certain dollar amount, then it goes.
Yeah, it go to a
right.
different level.
Go to a
But
level.
still, white collar. What's my man name on the on Breakfast Club, the Trapper?
Wall Street Trapper.
Wall Street Trapper. That's a dope interview. If you've never seen it, you should go check it out. It's on Breakfast Club. He did it with Charlamagne, Wall Street Trapper. He was saying that when he went to jail, white guy called him out because he had just got in a fight. White guy said, "I guarantee you in here for some bullshit. You in here for something less than $10,000 worth of crime." And he felt played, like he wanted to hand him, like he was ready. And then when he thought about what he said, he was in there for a crime. He did 2 murders, a murder and an attempt, but he was like, it was less than something. And that nigga was like, man, I got over $2 million. You know what I'm saying? He was like, but you in here with me. He's like, yeah, but when I get out, I got $2 million waiting on me. And I'm only in here for 3 years.
Right.
You in here for 15, 20 years on some shit that's less than $100,000. So it kind of exposed, not saying nobody should commit a crime, but it exposed how we go to jail for some of the dumbest, stupidest shit on earth, like a hand sanitizer scheme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You finna get $5,000-$10,000 and you finna give 5 years of your life back for some minimal change. You ain't even really got no money for it.
Right. And not only that, I mean, the most valuable thing is your time. You sitting still for them 5 years, you can't get that back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't replace that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy to go. Well, I know that's not worth it. Like the 10 to 15,000 that he may have gotten, or that's definitely not worth sitting still for 5 years. I'm sorry. Like my man said, the $2 million, maybe so. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
$2 million. I'm like,
for real. I go sit
how many
down.
years I gotta do? 5, but I come back out to 2. Let me see. I'll be 40. Let me see. It's cheese still slapping. I can go get some cheese still slapping at 43, 44, goddamn,
Dummy.
A nigga might calculate that up as long as cheese still slapping, goddamn. Yeah.
Because when you get out, it's gonna be
Right.
it's gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
First day out with 2 million.
Nigga, I might drop a song like Gucci first day out, nigga. Right. I might get the rapping out there first day out. But nah, man, I don't nigga, a day is too long for me, goddamn. I don't want to goddamn. I don't want to be tough no more. And it seems like in there you got to be tough. I don't want to be tough. I want to be able to tell y'all nigga my emotions or some shit.
But that's a dope interview of you. Like, I'm definitely gonna check that out. But that's some real shit to tell somebody, hey man, I'm finna be rich when I get out of here. And you in here for some petty shit.
I was watching First 48 last night. Buddy was mad. He got killed. But Buddy was mad because they wouldn't pay him $500. And I understand the principle behind, damn, these niggas just finna run me for $500. But what actually happened to him, was that worth those $500? You wouldn't to go, like, because we live in a macho society. We live in a society like ain't nobody finna play me or take nothing from me. But you lost your whole life over $500.
Right.
$500. And we know, all of us here know, that it's people lose their life where we come from over less than that.
Less than that, right.
Yeah, over less than that. So,
and then if you in the streets, that $500 ain't really nothing to you.
You're gonna see $500 again. But you know what?
Over.
Like when you business, think about business oriented. Right. Like when you business oriented, you know how many of these businesses and corporations lose money behind it? Man, the new fight, we fight with, some people like to fight with guns and hands and shit, but the fight is with lawyers and lawsuits and shit. Absolutely. Because you come out better in the end. Right. If you business oriented. And I know everybody don't think like that. I get it. But I'm just saying, to lose your life over that kind of money, there's no amount of money that you should lose your life over, period. But $500, it's just like, bro, like,
definitely not.
Go get another job.
Right.
He was like a contractor.
That's
and they whooped him out of $500. He went to go confront him. They killed him.
Shit went right.
$500, man. I would have put up some more shit. Nigga, I got some work that need to be done now that you can get more than that off of. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of prison, this was a crazy ass story, but 77 inmates in an Iowa prison were given overdoses of the Pfizer vaccine. What the fuck? Right. At least 77 inmates incarcerated at Iowa State Penitentiary were administered the incorrect doses by a nurse at the facility, causing them to overdose off of Pfizer vaccine.
Jesus. Oh yeah, they finna get out. They finna get out. Like I'm like, how's that even possible, bro?
How do you overdose? What you give them they shot?
What is the what?
She gave him too much. She gave him too much. Like if you probably, I mean, I'm not a nurse or nothing.
Right, but if you give,
but like if you only supposed to have 5 milliliters and I give you 22 milliliters, shit, that might be too much.
Right. I wonder
that's medicine, goddamn.
What you think the punishment for that gonna be?
I don't know, but I know that I hate to say it, but sometimes, with prisoners, they do feel like, right. You might not, they can easily say, people make mistakes at their job. But it need to be some kind of repercussions behind it. So
those people are people too, bro. Like, I just hate that, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you just because somebody's behind them walls don't mean you have to devalue their life as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those people are coming home, regardless of what they did. You put them in that situation to rehabilitate these people, right. To go in there and potentially die from a damn overdose to try to keep them alive.
But we talk about that a lot, about American prisons aren't necessarily always built on rehabilitation.
Yeah, this is true too.
Nah, them bitches be more of incubation hubs to hone on your skill.
Right.
But like I was looking at some, it was a video going viral the other day. Nigga had a whole quesadilla stand in that bitch. I don't know if you can find it, but the nigga had a quesadilla stand and he had butter and he was spraying the butter over the quesadilla and then he was frying the quesadilla over the sink and frying them bitches and had a to-go plate and was putting them hoes in. He said, nigga, this how we eating. And he had a nice little fire in the sink. And they just show you how innovative and creative some of these people are in jail. If you give them some real rehabilitation, they can come home and make that to something.
Man, I seen a nigga in that bitch. He had like 4 dolls, 6 dolls in that bitch. And it said it was him. And I'm talking about they had long hair and everything. That nigga just sitting in the middle of the room taking a picture with his jail shit on like this here. That nigga had a whole squad in that bitch. Dude.
Right.
Dummy.
Man,
that nigga had them.
that nigga in that bitch slanging quesadillas.
If I knew what page it was, that shit was crazy. Last night I literally was watching. My man had big quesadillas on that.
Food, like them niggas don't smell that shit in their whole cooking and don't, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck?
And that's what the girl said. She was like, "Where the cards?" Shit, in line, wait on that quesadilla, goddamn. Shit, boy, that nigga make the best quesadillas on the yard, goddamn. And they look good. You would have told them bitches up. You been eating chow all week. Shit, them quesadillas probably come in handy.
This is true.
Yeah, straight up.
How the fuck these niggas get that shit in there?
Them niggas create that show you how powerful and creative the mind is. When you yeah, but that just show you how creative and powerful the mind is, and that talent can be used in outside the walls to make you money, man.
Right.
You saw Marty McFly?
No.
The Back to the Future. A real life hoverboard was seen zipping through the streets. It's retailing at $20,000. They got a real life hoverboard now.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's a real life hoverboard. TMZ reported it. It showed a video of a man that was like, they said that man living in 2030. He got a real life hoverboard hovering above the streets. And it made us, because we was talking about how like by this year we thought cars would be flying and shit. Right. I don't think we that far off. There you go. Look at my man off that ground.
Anything we got, they 15 years ahead.
They lifted it.
No way, fool.
Yeah, so.
Hell no, boy.
They said retail at $20,000 though. You got $2 million, you gonna buy one?
Oh no, I ain't gonna get no hoverboard.
I'm scared of motorcycles, right. So if you don't put me going fast 20 feet above the ground, because I know what's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna be over there like Joe on that Vespa.
Dummy.
I'm gonna be like, can't get right on that Vespa, guy. Boom. Yeah, we already know what time it is.
Man, boy.
I don't want no parts.
Your ass fall on that bitch. Aight, get up.
Who this so trash? And he gonna try to blame me. Well, I tell you, boy. Them nigga love to try to blame stock for some shit, boy. Bruh. Every time. Damn, it's a company looking to pay you to smoke weed. You can get $42,000 a year to smoke weed.
What a job application.
Vape is looking for remote vaporized testerizers.
Oh, no.
Testers. I'm sorry. Okay. Not testerizer. The fuck is that? The company is offering $42,000 a year, or $250 a month expense account. Well, in addition to a $250 a month expense account. 3 weeks of vacation time. All they need is you to come in, fill out your application, smoke weed for them.
All right. Is online? The application online?
Well, they say they accept the application. It closed. I know it's late, but they was accepting applications through April.
Man, damn.
Oh, they say if you live in a state, we live in a state. They say if you live in a state that where it's not legal, that they still accepting applications. So for weed smokers in Alabama, man, if you want to go, hey, go look it up. They Cozy Cannabis.
Yeah, that's a hell of a second job to have, man. That's a hell of a second job. They gonna give you an additional 42.
You know what's so crazy? Like the world's so big. It's a nigga right now making that much money to really. It's people like we be saying that shit. It's people really doing this shit.
I believe it.
Like what you do for a living? Smoke weed.
Shit, smoke weed.
Shut up. Like think about it if a nigga tell you that smoke weed.
Smoke weed.
What you do for a living, Crush? This nigga lying like.
20,000.
Hey, that'll be a tough job for a nigga like me. I ain't gonna even lie about that shit.
Dummy.
After about 2 days, they be like, shit, hey, look. I need to take paid leave off, God.
I need to put in for some FMLA.
Every 3 crushes, I'm gonna need 3 weeks off, goddamn. That's all. Y'all asking a lot, man. I'm old, man.
So stupid, bro.
Shit don't bounce back like it used to, goddamn.
Oh man, what you do for a living, Crush?
Yeah, that's it, Crush. That is what you do for a living.
Oh God, but yeah, man, that's a hell of a job, bro. Like to crush or smoke weed every day. Like, I mean, what you do? You just report the high that you own or something? Like, that's a hell of a second job, man. And then they paying you pretty good, I think.
$42,000 to do that. Nigga, I have a part-time in there. My part-time job, I'll be working at Nabisco. Y'all need me to test them cookies? Fuck that.
I made quesadillas in the goddamn same. For real, bro. Damn. Ooh. Crush for a living, though.
Man,
Crush and smoke weed.
But no, their overall objective is to see how people are affected by long-term weed smoking. They studying munchies. They studying weight loss, weight gain. Health. Are there really health ramifications? We've always seen what smoking weed doesn't cause. So far, we hadn't seen what weed causes cancer or anything like that. So they're trying to do all those different studies to determine what's what. So,
man,
all weed causes is laziness through the fucking roof.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Dez. I don't think so.
It does.
I've seen some of the best hooping when the nigga was high. The nigga used to smoke weed before we played basketball in the actual game. He'd be high and ball and just hoop.
I know some niggas like that, but I will. I think I said this before on the pod. Like I never did it before, but I would have loved to try to maybe one. Man, damn, this might be bad message. I just would have wanted to try to see what how Lawrence Taylor said he played geeked up.
Man.
That nigga probably thought he was in a video game. That's probably why that man played like that.
D-boy.
I don't want to get that message in there, but
You can see that pass different. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen.
I'll probably be on that bit. They throwing that bit.
Like, damn, he threw that bit so far.
God.
That nigga threw that bit so far.
What y'all think that ball made of?
It feel like I can get to it, but
I was always paranoid back in the past. When I did that shit, that's why I stopped early. Like I got too paranoid. I heard those slam. I'm like, shit, these niggas finna shoot this bitch up. I ain't did nothing, goddamn. I was a nigga that got too high and nobody wanted to be around for real. Like,
I was definitely
man, fuck that.
Like going to a game high.
After I caught
and I'd be like, damn, I smell like weed. You smell like weed. Nigga, they can't do nothing to you. You smell like weed.
After I caught myself walking around my bed, I had a bed that had a dresser with a mirror. I came in that bitch, them nigga dropped me off. I was like, okay, I'm finna take me a little shower. And I was the only thing I wanted to do was take a shower. I walked on this side of the bed, walked on this side of the bed, walked back on this side of the bed, walked back on that side of the bed, and then I caught myself in the mirror. I said, what the fuck you doing, stupid ass nigga? Like, what you, like, and I was like, damn. And I had to get, man, listen, it just wasn't for me. I'm going to stick to my drink.
Dummy.
Yeah. That shit definitely gives it a different, it's different for everybody. Like, I'm already silly, but that shit, it heightens it. I don't even really understand how, how it could be even more silly. Like, that shit crazy. Nigga be saying, like, yeah, somebody pulled it, nigga just fall out laughing, crying, laughing. It'd be stupid. Like, damn, that nigga silly as fuck.
Dummy.
For real.
Yeah. Music.
Old, like you said, old shit.
What you said? Music.
Oh yeah, man. We got Khalid. DJ Khalid. How you feeling about it?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get to finish it like how I wanted to, but like I didn't get to sit down with it.
Right.
With music, I've been kind of busy. Like I said, Tarika in town, and we was moving a little bit. Yeah, she was fucking with me, asking questions and shit. You know how she do. But I didn't really get a chance to kind of sit with it. But from everything I've heard like 7 or 8 different songs. I've enjoyed it.
Right.
Sorry Not Sorry, I think that is.
Yes.
With Jay-Z and Nas, definitely the highlight of the whole thing. Cardi came with it on her track. Yes. That she had Lil Baby dropped a couple different verses that was stupid. But on Sorry Not Sorry, the two kings, you got Nas, you got Jay-Z on it. I heard a few people say that Jay-Z didn't really come with it on this one. I heard that what they said before I listened to it, and then now that I listened to it, I'm like, shit, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking about.
I'm telling you.
But who won, Jay-Z or Nas?
I
gotta pick one.
Oh man,
I give it to Nas.
I give it to Nas too. But
I got
when they were saying that Jay-Z didn't, I thought he like didn't do anything. Like I thought he like blowed it. That man went stupid.
I mean, it's still that exactly, and that's why I say it just depends on what you like. In this particular setting, I like that flexing shit he came with. Fool. He just was bragging different on the hoe. I'm going Jay, and that's taking all bias out. Because
of course, that nigga can brag different.
Right.
That's another B.
Can't forget about.
They still tripping off the other B.
Right.
Like, God, man, shit, man.
And then to put Beyonce in the house, I'm like, hey, man, that shit was so cold. To me, I like that shit. Right. Man, that shit there is cold.
Yeah.
But overall, like initially I said, first day of, you know what I'm saying? And I will say this. I listened at midnight when it first dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like one of those skim through things. Yesterday, I was cleaning up and I turned it on. Whole totally different view of it. That shit jamming.
Yeah.
That shit jamming.
That midnight listen always good because you just be excited for whatever that project is. Like
Right.
when they come in at midnight, you be like, okay, let me listen to it. But you gotta really
Man.
give it some time. Like it gotta be more Friday night, Saturday morning where you just can sit down and kind of thoroughly skim through it or get through it on a drive or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And normally, like I always say, man, I always listen to my music when I'm working, when I was working from home.
Right.
And I can, give you pretty much my expert opinion on it or what I think about it. But like I said, cleaning up yesterday, and I had it at a very high decimal. And the beats and the production on that shit was thumping. That's a pretty solid body of work. And I ain't gonna even stunt. Like, you take away the song that you've been heard from Drake or whatever, and them all still jam to me. Like, it's even though they've been out for a while, you hadn't listened to it because right. But I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I so far so good. I still need to give it a more thorough listen, but I've enjoyed it so far. And then going back to like just Nas and stuff, like I know some people early, when you go from Stillmatic, Illmatic and stuff, I was a big Nas person.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I thought Nas was the better rapper, the better MC than Jay-Z back then when you line up their first project.
Uh-huh.
Now Jay-Z kept consistent and grew to what he was.
Right.
But at that time, nigga, Nas was it. And you couldn't tell me no different.
Right.
So
and that's what I said. That's why I said taking my bias out because of course, I like Jay-Z, but I think and a lot of people think that Nas won that battle that they had years back.
A lot of people
think
think that,
and honestly, he did. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put Ether up against I forgot what song it was on the Blueprint with Jay. Yeah, to take over.
Yeah.
You put them head to head, you gotta go Ether. Easy. You know what I'm saying? So
And then to see Nas too reinvent himself back now, like all them investments and the money he make, he back in the power circle. Like he where you would think the heads of rap should be, whether that's business or rapping. The heads of rap. I know people can't get right to probably tear me up or push back on it, but I would love to see Wayne in that big business, like because I feel like those kind of people have earned that. You know what I mean? To me, me personally, but
easy.
It is what it is at this point. But it's a certain level of what you can say. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even with Nas, like I know I said Jay, he kind of went into his, his brag different. Nas did the same shit. He just went into
Yeah, he went into the new age with crypto, everybody in the crypto and
all that kind of shit.
He was saying, come join me in the crypto.
Right.
Yeah, come on.
Man,
they both talked about where they came from.
Right. So he was bragging different a little on his shit too, but I don't know. I just think overall that song is definitely top tier.
Yeah.
That shit, that's in another stratosphere.
I agree with that. Shouts out to Alabama A&M. Sorry.
Hey.
Shouts out to Alabama A&M. Let me get that right. The Bulldogs. And Alabama A&M won the SWAC championship. They defeated Arkansas Pine Bluff. What the final score ended up being?
40-33.
40-33. They walked them down. Yeah, but big shout out to A&M, man. A&M got a big time quarterback, got a coach with a personality out of this world.
Man.
And they played hard all season and they won. I can't wait till regular season to see what happens with that because I want to see what Alcorn got something to say about it. But they definitely did what they needed to do, and they won the SWAC championship. So we need to give a big salute to Alabama A&M.
Shout out. Even though that's that other school in Huntsville, we really can't, rock with each other like that. But big congratulations, you know what I'm saying? Because we had a spotlight, you know what I'm saying? And we all know it's because of Dion that spotlight happened, But
they wouldn't have won the SWAC championship without Dion.
Won the SWAC championship. Or they wouldn't have had nowhere to play, if it had not been for Dion, because they played in Jackson. So
but do my boy got a good point? Do my boy have? I'm talking about can't get right here.
Uh-huh.
Does he have a good point about he's saying like, basically, you tell me about a new show that I didn't know about, and I start liking that show, and I enjoy the show.
Right.
Why I gotta feel alienated for liking the show? That's a good show.
And that's the thing, bro. He feels as though I try to make it about him when I don't. I'm like saying, like, like he said, two things can be true. Him just not watching it, that could be a truism.
Mm-hmm.
My truism is this football that you watched yesterday, that was a good-ass game. It's been good.
Right, uh-huh.
So it's just like, I don't try to alienate him at all. I just want him to understand that his point is right, mine.
Well, giving pushback, y'all will say shit like, because you just started watching this. But
Right. That's true.
But if you just told me about the show yesterday and I caught up on all the shit and I like it, why I can't just, I just started watching it yesterday, but I like it. I respect it.
But again, I've never said that. It's his delivery.
No, you did.
No.
Last week you just said, y'all knew the black football. You even put me and Huda in that category.
I did say that. But what I'm saying to you is, even though, like you said, it's new to him, he watching it now, and I've never made it where it was bad for him to watch it. He's always been the one to say, that shit ain't good. It's trash. Nobody want to watch it. I've never said anything about him liking it.
I can't.
So
I can't defend that part.
You know
I just only want to defend the part of. I do feel like sometimes because I was having a conversation with another one of my friends, and they felt like that. Like we've been playing a good brand of football, which is true, and I said that last week. It's definitely been a good brand of football, but like you said, two things can be true. I think sometimes that when you share light, like Dion has brought more light to it. It's not saying that they didn't play good football, but it is true that Dion has brought more notoriety this year to it. He's brought more attention to it because of who Dion is.
Right.
Whether good or bad, he has done that.
Right.
And we can't take that away from what he's done.
Right. And that's why I said I agree with him, but he would never get it because the point that two things can be true. I agree with his point when saying that. So it's like he's not trying to hear what I'm saying when it's on the other side of those two things being true.
Yeah.
Like he always would dog this shit
And
out and say, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't want to watch that shit. It ain't good and all that shit. I've never not once said Dion ain't the reason why SWAC football is good. You see what I'm saying? Like that's two different arguments that we're having.
Yeah,
because
Dion's not the reason why SWAC football is good. It is a part of the reason why it's having more attention.
Right.
But the biggest thing, even before Dion came, we knew a long time ago that it was going to be big because they're playing in the spring.
Right.
Nobody else is playing football right now.
All said that.
Well, I mean, there's other FBS, but around here,
that's what's been.
That's it. They the SEC of football right now.
Right. So I mean, shout out to them boys again. I don't want to get lost. You know what I'm saying? They did their thing, even though it was only like 4 or 5 games. You know what I'm saying? I'm just ready for that fall. You really get the full experience. The bands will be back. The fans will be back.
That's what makes SWAC.
So
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
And believe me, with Dion, and this is me saying, Dion with the notoriety stuff. So if you hearing me now, Joe, and you listening, I'm giving you I'm on your side with this. Bring Dion with the actual SWAC football experience and the actual game being good. You're in for a good time, whether you're in attendance or you watching it on TV.
Yeah, I heard the rumors of Marshall Faulk being linked to the Southern job.
Right?
That'd be
Because that's where he's from. He's from Louisiana.
He's from Louisiana, and that would be big and huge.
Dope.
Just this week, Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif O'Neal, I think it is.
Southern, yeah.
Sharif O'Neal.
Yeah.
He has committed to Texas Southern University to play basketball. He said that he wanted to go there and take his talents. He was being recruited by a lot of the big schools.
Right.
He's Shaquille O'Neal's son, LSU.
Right. He was at LSU.
He was at, he did start at LSU.
He was at LSU.
Yeah.
He just didn't, he sat out this year, but because he had that heart surgery.
Right.
You know, so he sat out, but now, yeah.
Yep. So
Going
shouts out to him.
He's a bucket getter. Like, I don't know, what he's gonna look like after, you know what I'm saying, the whole heart surgery thing, but yeah.
That's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be real dope.
NFL draft was this week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shouts out to the NFL draft, man. Every year, man, I feel so special and so excited because you see those boys who been playing football from the time they was kids, or maybe just started playing football. Because I know a guy who made it to the league and he only played his senior year, and he only played like a few games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But just to see those boys' lives change, see all their family excited with them and celebrating with them, it's definitely a good thing, man, to see it. Were there any to see Devontae Smith lock back in with Jalen Hurts up in Philadelphia?
Right.
See Tua and Waddle get together. To see how Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence end up at the same team. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I've never seen that
before. Yeah, so it's definitely different. It's a lot of excitement to see Zach Wilson, I think it was, go second to Jets. That was a pick that people didn't think was going to happen like that. So shouts out to all them boys. Were there any surprises, or what was some of the takeaways that you got from it?
Yeah. Jones falling to the Patriots. Mac Jones. Oh boy, that could be something.
Yeah, and I was telling Ryan. Me and Ryan was talking. I was telling him, sometimes, man, like you be these first picks, and it's great,
right?
Because the money's different, totally different. Yeah,
right.
I get that part, but sometimes you might go to somewhere like the Jets, and they're expecting you to work miracles. And they put them boys in there too early.
First year.
They lose their confidence. They don't ever get a chance to develop as players. And they be out the league in a couple of years.
Right.
Whereas if you go to somewhere like the Patriots, Cam Newton is the man right now. And Mac, you're not going to be the man over Cam right now. Not yet. Right. It gives you a chance to develop, understand that Patriots way that they talking about. And the thing that I think that they like about him, and this is the thing that I think about the Patriots, no knock to Cam, but Cam is a superstar. He's been a superstar at every level of football that he's ever played. Mac has not always, but he has been an underdog up until this year.
Still.
And so you look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady came in as an underdog. Nobody really, I think the Patriots like players that they can't take a superstar because you already know you're great and you're going to do great things and people have been telling you how great you are. Whereas with Mac, he'll have time to come in and develop and he'll be more system oriented. And flow within that system, do more of the things he's coached to do, and I think he'll flourish. I think he might, have a good opportunity to flourish in New England.
Man, I do too, and that's why I say I think that's the most intriguing pick to me because they didn't have to move to get him. He just fell in their lap.
Perfect.
Like you got Cam for another year, even if you're gonna have him to sit behind Cam this year, and let him learn the offense. You may bring Cam back for another year, depending on what he looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all know the Patriots, offense isn't about, making the big deep ball throws. And since Randy Moss has left, I mean, they're about to dink and dunk. But even if they wanted to go deep with it, you got a quarterback to throw it and get him to him now. I mean, he's put up numbers so he can do it. Another kid in the draft that I wanted to talk about was Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. Him and A.J. Brown, they had a pretty good, they have a pretty good relationship. And like my thing with the draft is, man, you get to see the raw emotion when these boys get picked. You know what I'm saying? Like, within an instance, your whole life is about to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Kadarius Toney from the crib.
That I will be the first one to admit. I like to always come back when I was wrong. I didn't think that he was going to be a first round pick.
Yeah.
I'm due Kadarius Toney. And I'm excited about the opportunity and him being like, nigga, I want him to be the first pick.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. I just want to see how his skill set transitions into the NFL. And the reason why I say that is because one thing about the NFL, you've seen it with Reggie Bush.
Right.
You've seen it. those cuts and stuff are great, but in the NFL, you got to get one and go.
Yeah, you can't.
Because them motherfuckers is not really. They coming. They fast. They quick. They gonna get there. They machines.
Right.
They gonna do what they what the jobs tell them to do, and that's one of the things that you got to do. So I wish him the best, and it was dope to see him actually make it to the first round because that person, Kadarius Toney, built himself into a first round pick.
Did.
Yeah, because he wasn't gonna be no first round pick at first,
right?
But he earned every little bit of it this year with this season that he had at Florida. So shouts out to him.
That boy,
Pitts.
Yeah. Ooh, dog. Bird. Dog. Okay. Now, let me put this out there. I'm a Saints fan. Atlanta, if you mess this up, you're bums forever in my eyes. Okay. You have Julio on one side. You got Kyle Pitts as your tight end. He's a matchup nightmare. And what's the boy from Bama name?
Really?
Yeah, Calvin Ridley. He ain't been really making a whole lot of noise. But hey, this is Atlanta, and I get it. Listen, you cannot mess this up, man. Yeah. You can't mess it up, Falcon fans and Falcons. So please get that right, man. You got a stud when you got Kyle Pitts, okay?
Yeah. He definitely. I think he's gonna be all right in the league. I really do
too.
Devontae Smith. He said that he considers himself the best wide receiver to come through Alabama. You had Ridley, you had Julio,
Amari
Cooper. Did I say Ridley already? What's my man in Denver? Damn it.
That boy name is?
I can't think of his name in Denver. The first round pick receiver from Denver.
Play receiver.
Damn, I can't think of his name. But he said that he was the best wide receiver to come through Alabama. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on it? Jared Judy. That's it.
Jared Judy. Yeah. It's kind of hard to argue with that man. When men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
What about to some that say that if Julio played in that same offense, he would have those same numbers or better?
You can beg that argument, but you got to go with what they gave you. He has put up. He's been consistent since he's been there.
What about the people that say that Waddle was the man and then he got hurt and Smith took what Waddle was supposed to be doing?
Again, we all be drunk if
was a fifth.
For real. So, you kind of have to go off what he's put on paper. Go off the man's resume alone. Now, you can argue, I think Henry Ruggs is good. I think he's great. He was a great talent at Alabama. He would go up and get it. He'd run by you, run through you even. He's a big, strong guy. Julio, dog. Not taking that away from him, but you got to go by what's in front of you. That man won the Heisman Trophy. He won the Biletnikoff. He had the 2,000-yard receiving in the season, 150-plus receptions. And he's under 180 pounds.
Yeah.
That boy weighed 200 pounds soaking wet, boy. With jeans on.
I think my biggest thing, even if Julio played in this system, and it's just me, my football opinion or thoughts, I don't think Julio could do the things that they did with Devontae Smith. They're not going to run Julio in and out the backfield in those plays that Sark created for Devontae Smith because of his skill set.
Right.
Now, Julio, you can't stop him with the deep ball. Right. You can't stop him with being strong, throwing that fade and shit up to him.
Right.
But with Devontae Smith, I'm talking about getting him the bubble screens, getting him the ball out the backfield on the swing route, getting him putting him at all of the, putting him in the outside, putting him in the slot.
Right.
I just don't think you do that with Julio. So I actually feel like he got a pretty good, legitimate argument for that.
Great argument. That's what I say. Man, I'm just excited that, he got an opportunity because, it was a whole lot of, he's too small to play in this league and all that kind of shit. You got to catch this man first. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to him first. This man running free on these routes at Alabama. So that ain't just a testament to him being fast. That's his route running. That's his skill set. You know what I'm saying?
Did anybody pick up Ian Book?
The Saints, baby.
They got him?
The Saints.
What pick did they pick him up at?
I think he was like 3rd or 4th round, like 122nd or something like that.
Man, it's crazy what a lot of people fail because I was looking at some of these people who opted out. The Jamie Newton guy who was supposed to go to Georgia, who was real good from Wake Forest, he went undrafted, ended up signing with the Eagles. But how important would it have been had he played this season with Georgia?
This is true. You got to look at it, but he'll get a chance to compete. He will get a chance to compete. But another one that fell in their lap, Kyle Trask.
Yep.
Tampa Bay. You get to learn behind Tom Brady, and not let's not.
And they're not going to ask anything of you right now.
Right. This guy, he can play.
He can play. He
sat behind some of the best. Not at Florida. You know what I mean? When you say Felipe Franks, but in high school he sat behind. Too. Right. He sat behind King. That's the quarterback for Miami. He sat and waited his turn in Florida. He's going to have to sit and wait his turn behind Tom Brady. What better quarterback to learn from?
Yeah.
Yep. Brady, yep.
Behind Bledsoe. But I don't know. I just feel like it's something to be said when you bring these rookies in and let them sit for a little bit. Yeah. I'm still old school. I don't think no rookie is ready to play when they first come in. That's why a lot of them aren't successful because you put them in compromising situations. Right. They lose their confidence. They don't get to develop and learn the game from a pro perspective. If you let that rookie just sit at least one year and see how his predecessor handles the situation, how to study the book as a pro, how to learn as a pro, how to be a pro and learn it, they're going to be that much better that next year. They're going to be able to process the speed of the game, the advancement of the game, the concept of the game is going to be that much better for them to be able to be better that following year.
What do you think of that Justin Fields pick for Chicago?
It's going to be tricky. They got to get some weaponry around them. The Chicago Bears don't have any weaponry. I looked at their depth chart. No weaponry. They got to go get. They got to go get something for them. If not, it's going to be a struggle. And that's one of the things about going to the Jets or going to Jacksonville. You the number one pick. They looking for you to be everything, but they ain't putting nothing around you. Jacksonville offense or line was pathetic last year. That was a big problem. And now you putting this rookie quarterback and this rookie running back ETN that you got, and you didn't really address one of your biggest problems. The Steelers, when it got a running back, they had an offensive line issue. You know what I'm saying? So
because Pouncer, he's gone. He's retired. So I mean, granted, they may have went back in the latter rounds to get somebody, but yeah, I guess you look at it from a standpoint of you in them hot seats in that point with the draft. You see a player there, and you know what this player can bring to your team. I think Najee Harris was a pretty good first round pick for him, but again,
a lot of Steelers fans. I was talking to Cooks. He was saying how that wasn't our problem, and if you look at it, that wasn't their problem last year. They had some good running backs.
He's pretty good.
It was another little guy that they had too, but they had offensive line issues.
Right. So. And I think they have quarterback issues, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I think Rosenberger good.
Yeah, but he's getting there. What you gonna put in there? But you got they just signed him back. The boy that got hit with the helmet by Myles Garrett.
I know you're talking
from
about
Oklahoma City.
I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name
right. Trey Lance. What you think about him? You think he good?
I haven't watched enough on him. Right. He's no different than Wentz. Right. You know what I mean?
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So, the people who smarter than me in that advancement, they think that's what he should be.
They get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, I don't know enough about him. I'm not even gonna pass no judgment on him because I haven't watched enough of him. I seen one little game, and even then it was more of a highlight, and the rest of it been highlights. So I don't really know enough to judge him for real.
Okay,
I really don't.
All right, now A-Rod. He wants out of Green Bay.
I can see it. He's been saying he wanted out for a while ever since Jordan Love.
Yeah.
They got Jordan Love. They didn't consult with him. And some of these quarterbacks be prima donnas.
Right.
They didn't like it. He said that he not there for tutelage.
Right.
I can see it. I think Green Bay was close.
Right.
They were a few pieces away, and with him behind the helm, they're there.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes when I think we talked all the time, when you got your superstar that's disgruntled, there's not much you're gonna be able to do with them.
Yeah, it's cancerous. Everybody around you gonna
everybody gonna fall off with that.
This is true.
I would get him out of there. If he really that set on it, I would get whatever I can, whatever pieces and tools I can to get for him. I get him and get him out of there.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Hell yeah, you gotta go. If he's not gonna be able, you can't. You don't want to play for you.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Big business in sports. Conor McGregor sells his majority stake in his whiskey brand for $600 million.
Show me the money, baby.
M's.
I don't think he's been doing it that long though.
He haven't. But that's the importance of getting a brand, building into it, and building it up.
He got it out there quick too.
Yeah, to get that nigga hand clap.
600 of them.
They'll keep them bitches low and get them bitches out of that sofa. Right. He been doing this little thing where he go up and go back down, but I don't know what he doing with that. It ain't a good idea, but I'm gonna let him do what he do. But
yeah,
600 M's.
Shout out Conor McGregor, man. You know what I'm saying? If that barbaric ass sport you was in, man, you go out and get you some more money somewhere else.
Yeah. We was talking about football, and I ain't mean to get out of track, but they dropped a list of best running back ranks football's 10 best running back schools. They had, and I'm going to go through them. Arkansas was number 10. They had Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis. Number 9 was Georgia. I played against some of these people. They Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, Sonny Michel, DeAndre Swift. No, I didn't. I ain't play against none of them. I lied.
Dummy.
Oregon. They had LaMichael James, Jonathan Stewart, LeGarrette Blount. Texas. Ricky Williams, Cedric Benson, Jamal Charles. Auburn had Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, Trey Mason. Oklahoma. Adrian Peterson, Samaje Perine, DeMarco Murray. Miami, Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James. LSU, Leonard Fournette, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kevin Falk, Jacob Hepster. Wisconsin, Ron Dane, Melvin Gordon, Monty Ball, Jonathan Taylor. And 1, Alabama, with Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Najee Harris, Trent Richardson, and Sean Alexander.
They got it right at the top. 1 and 2, Wisconsin and Bama.
You think Wisconsin and Bama?
Oh, boy.
So you think Wisconsin, Bama over, let's go to Miami with Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, Edgerrin James.
Yes. If we're talking about collegiate, yes. We're not going in the NFL yet because them boys got miles in that NFL.
That's true.
But collegiate, man, Wisconsin had
2,000
yards.
And what's crazy is Wisconsin has some more motherfuckers after this nigga.
Ron Dane on that list?
Yeah, Ron Dane, Melvin Gordon, Monty Ball, Jonathan Taylor.
Man, that's the Mount Rushmore, the running back at Wisconsin.
That's Mount Rushmore at Wisconsin. I get that. In Alabama, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Najee Harris, Trent Richardson, Sean Alexander.
Definitely one. Man, bro. That's yards.
A lot of yards too.
Them yards right there, bro.
Miles of yards.
Right. Sheesh.
So you got no problem with
1 and 2, no.
With 1 and 2.
Yeah. Y'all can play with 3 through 10, but 1 and 2.
Who you enjoyed watching out of that list?
Out of that list? Honestly, I used to like Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Called me crazy. It just something about that 400 and 500 yard game in the snow that year. That man was going crazy.
I was a huge fan of Cedric Benson in college.
Yeah, in college.
I love Cedric Benson. You know how he played.
You told that rock now.
I used to like watching Arkansas.
Yeah. McFadden them.
Yeah,
they created
the
whole movement with that Wildcat shit. So
yeah, Darren McFadden and Felix Jones, them motherfuckers used to get loose.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, and Edgerrin James, them motherfucker pumped out a running back every year. It was like, and what's crazy is some of them niggas was on the exact same team.
Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis was on the same
Clinton Portis.
team.
They didn't even got Clinton Portis on here.
Oh. Yeah.
Them niggas had stud.
Yeah. Easy.
But in all, man, all these schools had some dope ass running backs. I mean, shit, even Clemson. I mean, not Clemson. Oregon.
Yeah, that was pretty. And they left out DeAnthony Thomas. I know he wasn't just a running back, but when he got the ball, it was exciting.
It was very.
Yeah, they had LaMichael James, Jonathan Stewart, and LeGarrette Blount. They had DeAnthony Thomas on it.
Yeah,
I I don't know why.
I'm telling you, they were gonna get their head destroyed.
We could never make it.
Yeah, but yeah, all of them had some really, really dope running backs. Shouts out to all them schools.
Yeah.
Moving on into the dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Some
Dumb ass, stupid ass dummy.
Stupid.
South Carolina, I don't know what the fuck going on over there.
Yeah.
But Tim Scott, bring your dumb, stupid ass to the principal's office. I don't know if y'all saw that, but this week, Joe Biden, President Joe Biden gave an address to the country. Tim Scott was elected to give the rebuttal. Tim Scott said there is no racism in the United States of America. I don't know.
And those of you who don't know Tim Scott, he's an African American male,
Republican senator
out of the great state of South Carolina.
Yeah. I don't know what my man was saying. I understand, if you want to preach unity and trying to grow, but to say there is no racism is wrong. There is racism. Maybe you even say this is not a racist country. It's not supposed to be. Whatever you want to say, fine. But there is racism, and you have to acknowledge that there is racism. There is a form of systemic racism. There is a form of a racist agenda. There is a form of systematic racism here. It's no way you can slice that out.
I don't really know how this man can get on TV as a black man, see what's happening with just police brutality alone, and say that shit with a straight face and not even be laughing.
Yeah. And I'm not one, me personally, I'm not one to always blame everything on racism. But I recognize that racism does play a part in a lot of the things that we see that goes on in here. So for him to sit there and say there is no racism here and that people are using it as exploitative, sure, people probably do use it as exploitative, but there is racism. And let's just say that. Like, you got to say that.
Like, there's nobody that's of Caucasian descent or Eastern European descent, I should say, that uses the N-word. That's only just us black people. We only use that word. He's never seen somebody, of the other race say that word. So therefore it doesn't exist.
I don't know. Also,
Jesus Christ.
Going down to Lancaster County, South Carolina. The fire chief down there in Lancaster County is stepping down after telling police to stop responding to these black neighborhoods. I want to find his name so bad.
Yeah.
The former fire chief, Francis Butch.
Francis.
That nigga named Butch. You know Butch. Hey, good old Butch. Butch Gent felt it would be better for residents in these areas to eventually kill each other than respond to their 911 distress calls.
But hey, look, man,
Hey,
ain't no
Butch.
racism in America, okay? He didn't say don't respond to white neighborhoods. He said black neighborhoods.
No, dear police, this is Butch. Dear police, stop responding to these black neighborhoods. They will eventually kill each other, and the fake news won't have a story.
But the senator of that state said there's no racism.
As Butch said, they'll do what they do. This is why the senator in that state can't be saying stupid ass shit, because people like Butch will think it's okay. And so for that, Butch and old Mr. Scott, you two stupid, dumbass South Carolina ass people are the dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Stupid,
Ignorant,
ugly,
funky,
low down, dirty son of a bitch.
stanky some bitch.
Dummy.
Oh man, bro. Hey, we did pretty good, man. I missed the guys, but we did pretty good.
Yeah, man.
What you think?
We held it down, man. Hey, look, don't give me no ideas. All I need is an idea. Any other news and information that we forgot to add or forgot to talk about?
Now again, shout out my niece, man, Chris. Real proud of you, man. The whole family love you. Stand behind you and whatever you gonna do anyway. But real happy with the decision. Of course, you keeping the Alabama State Hornet legacy going with attending. There you go. And a movie y'all need to check out. Without Remorse. A lot of people said it was trash. I'm on the fence with it. It's pretty straight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of unrealistic stuff.
What it's on?
It's a movie. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So y'all check that out. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. I don't really have much. If you have not caught up on our special episodes, please go do that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channels. Share it with your friends. We are trying to grow this thing.
Follow us on Instagram.
Merch. Go get your merch. I don't know why Dad's walking through the camera, but he did that. But go get your merch. And that's really all I got. Other than that, we'll be back next week like we never left. Cause like we say every week, we never leave. You dig?
Yeah, you bitch you.
Dummy.